Hello, beautiful people. My name is Tammy Sousa. I am a mental health therapist, licensed clinical social worker, and the proud owner of a therapy life center. I am also the author of Lessons from the Listening Lady, Adolescence and Anxiety, the Family Guide to Making the Mind, Body, Spirit Connection. On today's episode, we will be discussing reprogramming the brain. In the intro video, if you haven't seen that, I encourage you to go back and watch. I explain my 4-step healing method. The first step is in gaining self-awareness. And in the second step, we talk about connecting to your higher self and your higher power. And in the third step, which is what we're going to focus on today, is in reprogramming the brain. It's important to understand that when you're born, you are born a blank slate. I like to think of it as, a whiteboard or a chalkboard. And as you're growing up, your parents, society, culture, education, your peers, religion, they're writing all over you, and they're creating these beliefs about yourself and about the world around you. And these beliefs impact how you interact with the world, how you show up in relationships, and determine the risks and the behaviors that you take in life. It's important to understand that while you are not your thoughts, you are actually the observer of your thoughts. It is your thoughts that are creating your reality. See, research has told us that we have between 50 and 80,000 thoughts a day, and I believe around 80% of those are the same thoughts we had yesterday. And the majority of those are unhealthy, self-defeating, and very self-limiting. They're that little voice inside your head that tries to keep you small. We refer to that as the ego, as I explained in the previous videos. And really the journey is in reprogramming the brain so that you could come from a place of love. It's really important to gain an inner knowing and an inner voice that is loving and compassionate and can show yourself some grace. When we're trying to grow and learn, that ego comes in and wants to keep us small. But our heart and our soul and our spirit and our inner knowing wants us to expand. It wants us to take chances, and it wants us to try new things. So you're in this inner battle between the ego and the trauma and the staying safe and playing it small, and then these rockets of desire that you have to succeed and to grow and to expand and to experience life on a different level. We're meant to change, and most people, unfortunately, because they don't go on this journey, stay stuck. They stay stuck in this everyday reality, mostly and usually in survival mode, just focused on getting by and, just not being vulnerable to risks. I will share an example of how self-limiting beliefs can really impact your progress. When I was thinking about expanding my business, I had these very self-limiting beliefs came up, and they sounded like, what are you thinking? If you do this, you're going to lose your work-life balance. What if you fail? It takes a lot of time and energy to invest in your business and to build a team. That's a lot of responsibility. You have to invest money into this. And there was all of these thoughts that came up to keep me where I was. Now, because I have the self-awareness and because I went on this journey, I was able to recognize these thoughts that were coming up. And instead of saying, oh yeah, that's right, I shouldn't do that, I was able to take a deep breath, connect to my heart, and then create positive, healthy, conscious thoughts. And I want to encourage you to do that today. One of the steps that I did during that process was I would take a piece of paper, so you could just take a blank piece of paper, and you write all of these self-limiting beliefs that you're having. So you'll write down all of those ego thoughts that are coming up, all of the thoughts that are trying to keep you stuck and small. And then on the other side of the paper, you can kind of fold it. Then I want you to write all of the new beliefs, the beliefs that sound like you can do this, you can do hard things, you are capable, you are worthy of success, you can learn and grow, you have a support system around you, you got this. There's a difference in the energy behind those two thinking processes. And then when you're having those positive, healthy, conscious thoughts, this sparks that excitement in you. It sparks that ability to then take inspired action. That's the part where a lot of people get stuck. And that's really when we talk about step 4, embodying these new beliefs. In step 3, you're really reprogramming that brain. You're with the self-awareness that you gained, you're changing those thoughts, you're having more healthy, positive, conscious thoughts. And then in step 4, you have to live from that place. So for me, living in that place meant I took the risk and I expanded my business and I didn't allow those self-limiting beliefs to hold me back. You need to talk to yourself from the place of compassion and self-love. We often talk to ourselves like our own worst enemy and our own self-critic, and it's important to really become your own best friend because you really only have yourself in this process. Inside your own thoughts, it's you. Another technique that I do is called grounding, and when you feel yourself entering those stages of having those anxiety-ridden thoughts and you're able to catch yourself, I want you to say, stop. And then I want you, we can practice here now, I want you to put both feet solidly on the ground. Don't cross your ankles. I want you to sit up straight, right? I want you to relax your shoulders. I want you to unlock your jaw, lower your tongue, close your eyes. Maybe you want to put your hand on your heart. You're going to take a deep breath. And then you're going to talk nice to yourself. When you can bring yourself back into your body, right? This is about making the mind, body, spirit connection, right? So when you're able to bring yourself back to your body, you're able to calm down. You're able to recenter yourself, right? And grounding, it's about coming back and feeling yourself on planet Earth, right? You're grounding yourself onto the surface, and you're then able to connect to source, right? So as you're sitting here and you're grounded and you're solid in your body, now you're connecting to your higher power. For me, I love to do this when I'm outside. I'll put my face up to the sun, but even if you can't do that, if you're in a room like this, you can just connect now that you're grounded, connect to your higher self, connect to your God, connect to the universe, and you breathe. And a lot of times I'll imagine that I'm taking the energy from my higher power and I'm taking energy from the earth, and I am like the channel of these energies. And then once I feel that I am a clear channel, then I'm better able to come from the place of love. A lot of the healing journey is coming to your heart center. It's getting out of the brain and coming to the heart. That really is what the healing journey is about. And I know in the last episode we talked about getting to that place of, living your highest potential. And you can only do that from the place of love. In my book, Lessons from the Listening Lady, which you can grab on Amazon, I talk a lot about leading from the place of love. I also talk about reprogramming the brain. As a therapist, I take what's called a cognitive behavioral approach to therapy, which means that your thoughts create your feelings, which creates your behavior. So in my book, I explain that throughout my career, I have always taken a cognitive behavioral approach to therapy. I believe our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are all connected. Whatever you are thinking about, whether conscious or unconscious, creates feelings, and then, based on how you feel, will affect how you behave. Think of picking out your thoughts as you would pick out your outfit for school or work the next day. You would not pick the ugliest, dirtiest, ripped shirt to wear. Then why do you pick the worst possible thoughts to have about yourself? I also explain this sometimes as putting your brain under supervision. If we just allow our mind to go wild and do its thing and live in that subconscious place, it will go back to that default setting of all of those self-limiting unconscious beliefs. So if you can put your brain under supervision and then create those healthy conscious thoughts, you will begin and continue that journey to healing. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and you can like, comment, and subscribe. And in next episode, we will go deeper into how to embody these beliefs. Once you have these new, healthy, conscious beliefs about yourself, you then need to learn how to live from that state. So that will be on the next episode. Thank you, and I wish you a blessed, healthy, happy day.